Even though our concept and understanding of it continues to change and evolve, time remains one of the most difficult properties in our universe to pin down, as it can be alternately relative, imaginary, or real. On some fundamental level, it doesn't exist, at least not in the way that you or I might recognize. And from one day to the next, much of what we refer to as time is either just memory or an anticipated future. Time is what stops everything happening at once, said American physicist John Wheeler. But time is a slippery concept. Most of what we think we know about it is false. For instance, we imagine time flowing. However, for something to flow, it must flow with respect to something else, just like a river flows with respect to its river bank. Does time flow with respect to something else? A second type of time, maybe? The idea seems nonsensical. Most likely, the flow of time is an illusion created by our brains that we have now been socialized to organize the information constantly flooding in through our different senses. We also have a strong sense of a shared past, present, and future. However, the idea of a common present appears nowhere in our fundamental description of reality. Relativity. Precisely how someone else's time is sliced up depends on how fast they are moving relative to you or the strength of the gravity that they are experiencing. These effects are noticeable only at relative speeds close to that of light or in ultra-strong gravity, which is why they are not obvious in everyday world. Nevertheless, they lead to the idea that one person's interval of time is not the same as another person's, and that one person's interval of space is also not the same as someone else's. Actually, this is all quite worse. Space and time are inextricably intertwined. In our universe, all events from the Big Bang right up until the death of the universe are laid out in a pre-existing four-dimensional space-time map. Nothing actually moves through time. While ancient civilizations measured the passing of time with things like the annual flooding of the river Nile or the varying length of shadows cast by sundials, our modern understanding of it is built on Einstein's general theory of relativity, in which time is just a coordinate. It doesn't always run at the same speed. It's not just a simple line, and it exists within a space-time field of four dimensions. As Einstein wrote after the death of his friend Michel Besso, "Now he has departed from this strange world a little ahead of me." That means nothing. People like us who believe in physics know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. If the expansion of the universe is imagined running backwards like a movie in reverse, in its earliest moments, space and time are both ripped apart. Physicists therefore suspect that in the Big Bang, time emerged from something more fundamental. As yet, no one knows what that exactly might be. Time is not symmetrical, but rather it has an inherent asymmetry and a one-way direction. In 1927, the term and concept of an arrow of time was developed by a British astronomer called Arthur Eddington, who had realized that if time were to be symmetrical, the world would be rendered quite nonsensical. Such nonsense, however, might not be immediately evident. For example, if a video of the planets orbiting the Sun were played in reverse, you would not be able to tell the difference between that and the same video being played forwards, and everything would appear to be in keeping with the laws of physics. But if a video of someone dropping a book to the floor were played backwards, it would look like the book is falling up, which is an absurdity. We remember the past, but we cannot remember the future, hence the term arrow of time, which mostly refers to the thermodynamic arrow of time, which is neatly tied to the second law of thermodynamics, one of four laws discovered during the 19th century that define relationships between heat, work, energy, and temperature. Sometimes it feels like time is just flowing by way too fast. Sometimes it feels like time is just not moving fast enough. We live in a strange world where there are several unexplained mysteries, and time, despite our apparent understanding of it, is also among them. Absolutely mind boggling, am I right? Tell us your thoughts about this phenomenon in the comment section below.